welcome back to my channel. My name's Emily and I am a knitter, crocheter and very occasional sewer. Today's episode is my month-end wrap-up for the month of May. Yes, we are nearly halfway through the year, everybody. I always think, how did that happen? But it's the nature of time, isn't it? It passes, so yes, of course it happened, but it always surprises me. Anyway, how are you all today? I hope that you're all doing well and that you're having a really lovely week. And I also hope you've got some lovely plans for the weekend. I am very excited right now. Today being Sunday the 8th of June as I film this. I'm filming in advance because, hang on, I've got a bit of fibre in my throat. Always fun. Yes, anyway, I'm filming in advance because today, as most of you know, I am actually away. So instead of a usual podcast, I've filmed this month-end wrap-up and I'm giving it you today. So you don't have a gap in the schedule, if that makes sense. Anyway, I'm currently in France. I am at Le Mans for the 24-hour motorsport race this weekend. Very, very excited, as I'm sure you can imagine. So this time next week, where will I be? I will be at the Drivers' Parade in Le Mans City. So Drivers' Parade is just where all of the drivers hop on cars and they'll go around basically do a parade around the city of Le Mans. It's quite an affair, big to do, and it's a great celebration of getting hyped up for the race the following day. Very excited. There's absolutely no racing on the Friday whatsoever. I think they might have morning practice. I can't remember, and maybe a nighttime practice, but during the day, nothing. There's different things happening throughout the day. So I think there's, in Sensor Turning, there's the cavalcade. Is it the cavalcade? I always forget. But they basically have a number of cars that are parked up, and then they begin the start of going to the setup area for the parade. And then we will get on the tram, go into Le Mans city centre itself, and then we will get situated for the parade. And as I say, at this time, the parade will have started. It's usually late, but it will have started. Well, I say usually late. It's usually late for us because we always sit towards the end of the parade. So yeah, it feels late to us, but it's probably not. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get stuck in to the crafty goodness that I have for you today. And we're going to start with finished objects. So I started off the month really, really well because I finished off 2 items and then I sort of teetered out and stopped finishing objects, despite the fact I have 2 items that could very, very easily be finished. But I didn't finish them. I've still not finished them. Spoiler. But I did finish 2 in May. So the first one that I finished was the gorgeous Adriata vest by Johi Locatelli. I need to put a label in this because I keep forgetting which is the front and which is the back. There is some shaping on the neck, but because, I think that's the front, there we go. But yeah, because the joining on the shoulders is so subtle, I can never remember which is the front and which is the back. So a label would be handy. But anyway, here it is. I've still not worn it. And I know I did mention that I was a bit hesitant to wear it because of these shoulders. They do stick up quite a bit. And to me, I just wasn't comfortable with that. But I know that yourselves, you did tell me that if you wear it and then wash it, it should start settling in. And I think, yeah, because it's made of a cotton linen blend, that could be the nature of the yarn. The yarn is quite stiff compared to, I mean, I knew all this going in. I'm like, oh, but yeah, the yarn is quite stiff to what I'm used to because I usually work with superwash merino, so it's nice to work with a different fibre. And I think all I need to do is just start wearing it, then it'll be in rotation and it'll be washed, worn and washed, and then it should start becoming more of a wearable, if that makes sense. It does feel a little bit stiff at the minute, which I guess is the nature of the yarn. I think that might be, well, it's both the cotton and the linen, isn't it? Because they're both stiff fabrics. But I loved working on this project. The pattern itself is written beautifully, as you can imagine, for a Johi design. And I really love these panels. If I open this out, you can see the lace work goes up the side panels and then it goes around Yep, you can see that, can't you? Yeah, it goes around the armhole, which I thought was beautiful. It just frames the arm really, really nicely. It is a gorgeous pattern, as I say, so I just need to get wearing it, washing it, and then it should start to fit a bit nicer because it is a bit tight around the chest area. But I love it. I do love it. I just need to wear it. Anyway, that was finished object number 1. Finished object number 2 was the April Snow Wrap by Andreas Ruthman. Now this was using hand-dyed yarn, which was by SCRAPPY, and I will tag their shop below because I think they still do the kits for this because it was a kit. But I really enjoyed this. It took me a very long time to finish it. It was paused for a while, but I managed to get it out and finish it, and I really love it. It's an assigned pooling project, so if I hold this up, you can see that the nature of the stitch changes whenever the yarn colour changed in these grey sections, and then in these sections here we didn't change the nature of the stitch, it was just a striping section with 2 different colours of yarn. Really interesting technique, and I really enjoyed working on this. So yeah, I do recommend it as a pattern. It's lovely if you're fancying an interesting wrap. It's very big, very big. This is folded in half. It's huge. But yeah, I'm really happy that I finished it, and I did really enjoy making it. So that is my finished object number 2. All right, that brings us into the next section, which is my works in progress numbers. I wasn't going to do this section anymore, but I thought, no, I will do this section actually, and all I'm going to let you know is the numbers at the end of April. My apologies everyone, apparently I didn't write the numbers down for the end of May, I'd only written them down for the end of April, so that wasn't very helpful. Anyway, at the end of April I had 15 works in progress, and then at the end of May I have 13. I'm still not convinced that that number's correct, but we're going with it, that's fine. It's gone down, I know that much, it's definitely gone down, so that's good. Right, on to the next section, which is Scrappy / long-term works in progress. So these are all the items that aren't included in that work in progress numbers. However, I only have 3 to show you today. One of them I haven't done any work on because I've not finished any books. So it's my book snake. I've not finished any books. So yeah, I've got no stripes to add in. Anyway, on to the first item that I have done some work on. Bear in mind, I've not done a lot on any of these. It's just been a case of pulling them out and working on them for, I don't know, 10 minutes or something. But this is the first one, and that is the beautiful Sweet Shop blanket by Laura Penrose, and it is gorgeous. I am loving this project to pieces. The yarn that is variegated, that is dyed by the wonderful Attic Spin Dye. It was their Beatrix Potter Club, and the solid yarn, I knew I'd get there in the end, is just undyed skeins of yarn. I didn't want to detract too much from the colours. I really wanted them to stand out on their own, and I think I've achieved my mission here. So where are we? In terms of progress, all I've done is finish off this square. I was on a roll last night, but I had to stop because I don't know what I've done with the pattern. I don't know where it is. I think I must have pulled it out at some point and then just not put it back in the bag that it needs to be in. So it is somewhere, I just don't know where. I can re-download it, so that's fine. I might just do that so that I don't need to have the pattern in the bag, just in case I take it out like I've done and then put it somewhere that's completely unknown. But anyway, this is gorgeous. Love this pattern so much. It would be great for scrappy projects. I've said this before, great for leftovers. It's just such a fun pattern, and I'm working on the big size, so I think I've got to do 99 squares. Getting there, just slowly, very slowly. But that is the first one. The second one, which one have I got here? Oh, I've got this one, which is over here. Bear with me, bear with me. Right, so this one, again, I pulled out because I just fancied doing some work on it. And I don't pull this out enough, same with all the others to be honest, but this one is the lovely granny stripe blanket, which I am using leftovers with. So there you have it. As you can see, this was where I got to the last time. So I had finished 2 rows, so I go forth and back with my stripes. So I had finished this colour, so I've done another colour and then I've started on that one, and I've just pulled the yarn, so that stitches are gonna, maybe might save it. Oh, yes, saved it. Hang on. No, I haven't. No. False alarm, everybody. Hang on. Right, okay, let's do that. Oh dear. Nothing like being prepared, right? I always think I am, but yes, so I've only done a little bit to here on that, but I'm just pleased I've put some work in it, if I'm honest. I really like how it looks. I'm not really being strategic with where I'm placing things. I'm tending to grab whatever and then putting it in, but if I feel like the colour is too close, so if I'd have put this colour next to that colour, I might I might have picked up a different colour. But yeah, I really like it. It's really, really nice. So that is that one, and where I'm at. Still haven't tied in the ends. It was the same with the Sweet Shop blanket. You know me by now. Ends. I like to live on the edge. Right, the final one that I have to show you is the lovely Mitred square blanket. And what have I done? I have, so here it is, my lovely Mitred square blanket. So what I'll do is I'll put a stripe into my granny stripe blanket, and then when I've done that, all the yarn then moves into this project. The granny stripe blanket, oh, I'm struggling today, it's the morning for me, but the granny stripe blanket, I only want to use each colour once, whereas this blanket I can use them however many times I want. It's just a way of using the scraps. I might change that in the future, but I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, I am on the second row of my Mitred square blanket, and if I hold it up, you'll see that I managed to add in this square, and then I have picked up and started working on another square. Now, I messed up a little bit here because originally I was doing every other square was a solid and alternating that with a variegated. So you can see here there's a solid, variegated, variegated solid, variegated solid, and so on and so forth. However, I clearly wasn't paying attention when I put this square in because, I don't know if you can tell, but it is next to variegated yarns. It's not a massively variegated skein, so I can kind of get away with that, but whoops, I'm not taking it out, I'm leaving it there, and it is what it is. So I might stray away from what I was doing, but that's fine. Here it is anyway. It's really, really nice. All of the blankets, I'm doing the size of a double bed. That's what we've got. Oh gosh, my hair is everywhere, honestly. Yes, so we've got a double bed, so it just makes sense to do all of the blankets that I'm making a double bed size. So if we want them on the bed, we've got that option. Plus it just means that if I'm snuggled up on the sofa and I pull the blanket on me, I know it's going to cover me. It might cover someone else as well. That's the plan. Right, so those are all my Scrappy long-term project updates. As I say, really not a lot, so forgive me for breezing through them super fast. Right, we're on to the fun part now, and that is my plans for June and beyond. Now, I did say that I'm going to try and do Vlogmas in July. That is still on the cards. Whether it will be every day, I will see how busy I am in terms of work and a couple of other things as well, because I do have some things planned in July. We shall see how I go, but that is still the plan. So some of these plans you might see in July. I'm hoping to get them done, well, I'm hoping to get a couple of them done before July, but we'll see. Anyway, the first plan before I start grabbing projects is to get more projects finished. I've been doing really well with not casting anything on, which is rare for me because I love casting new things on. I have been buying patterns. You saw the beautiful silhouette peplum dress handmade by Kumbi last week. Gorgeous. And then Along Avec Anna had a sale a couple of days ago. To me, it was probably last week for yourselves. And I purchased a couple of patterns that I've been eyeing up for a long time. So I do have a number of new patterns that I really want to work on, but I will have to get yarn for those. I don't have anything in stash that will work. So yeah, a lot of you know that I am trying to work through my stash, and I'm also trying to work through my works in progress. So that is still a big plan that's just overarching for the whole year, really. On to more immediate plans, and that would be, the first one is to cast on the Basic Tee by, Basic Tee by Spectacle Speak, which is basically the t-shirt that goes with the shorts that I've been working on. Here it is. I love it. And I want to do this view here, which is the long sleeved version. Now, this is a plan, however, I have cast it on. So I'm just going to flash it briefly at you. This is what I've done so far. Oh gosh, I've just dropped everything. So this is the back of the top, and that's all I've done so far. So I've cast on, and I'm doing increases on both sides for the back. So that is the top cast on, ready for Le Mans. I'm not doing any more work on it now. I am saving that for Le Mans. However, I do need to put in this bag the spare needles. I also need to put in a tape measure because you have to knit for so long. And I need to put in scissors. I'll grab it actually. Scissors and needles. That's in there. I also need to put in some scrap yarn because a lot of the stitches need to go on hold. So I need to get some scrap yarn and put that in the bag as well. So I've got everything I need, stitch markers as well. But that is the first one, which is a plan, but I have cast it on. But there you have it. Yeah, that's fine. I thought I was going to fall off the table then. Right, the next plan that I have is this one, and that is the lovely Souffle top by Penrose Knits, or Laura Penrose. And I have been wanting to cast this on for a little while. I have all the yarn for it. I just need to cast it on, but I haven't cast it on because I've been trying to get my works in progress down, but I feel like I could cast it on now. Why not? Why not? I'm not going to do it right now because I've got to go to Silverstone in a minute. In fact, my parents are on the way. I need to make lunch, so I need to get a wiggle on. Anyway, this is the yarn I'm going to use. It is Lang Yarns Lace Mohair Super Kid Silk in the colourway. There we go, 9920072. So that is the yarn I'm going to use. I think it's going to be beautiful, but I just need to get it cast on. I bought the yarn for my size that was recommended, but I feel like it's not enough because you look at this and you think, oh, that doesn't look much. But mohair goes a long way in terms of yardage, so I'm sure it'll be fine. It's just me panicking for no reason. Anyway, the final two that I have to show you are actually sewing patterns. And the first one I haven't prepared because why would I prepare? The first one is the Bestie bag by BF Patterns. It's this really lovely half moon shaped bag that just goes across the body like so. Really lovely. I bought a kit for this from First for Fabrics, and all the fabric, you can just about see it there, is now cut out. I don't think I've cut out the lining fabric yet or the interfacing. I think it is just the main fabric that I've cut out. So I need to finish cutting out the rest of the fabric and then I can start sewing, which is very exciting. But that is one project that one sewing project that I would like to get done. The next one is the beautiful Jenna shirt by Closet Core. I want to do this view here. So the oversized shirt, I'd like to wear it over the top of just nice form-fitted clothing because I think it's just going to elevate it, especially if I'm wearing black. And then I've got this because the fabric I'm using is amazing. Oh, there it is. That's the fabric I'm using. So really excited about that. It is all cut out apart from the interfacing because it's very light, floaty, viscose fabric, and the interfacing that I've got is medium. And I'm not sure that's going to do it any good. So by do it any good, I mean it's going to be quite heavy and it's just going to stiffen the fabric a little bit too much. So I have been and bought some light woven interfacing, and I think that's going to work a lot better. So the next plan with that, with this shirt, is just to cut out that interfacing and then I'm good to go, is the plan. But yes, those are my immediate plans. I might stray. I do tend to stray. It's just how it is, isn't it? But as I say, those are the immediate plans alongside getting my works in progress down. Right, I need to tidy up. I need to make my lunch. I need to pack my bag. And I need to do it all in half an hour. So, wish me luck. As I say, I'm off to Silverstone now. It is the 8th of June, once again, 8th of June on Sunday. So I'm off to Silverstone for the, I think it's Racing Through the Decades is what we're going to see. It's kind of classic old school cars. Very excited. So yeah, as I say, I better get ready because my parents are on the way. Anywho, I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'm saying a wonderful week because as I am sat here being Sunday, I hope you have a wonderful week, even though you're seeing this on Friday, so the week has already passed. It's very time bending. But anyway, I hope you've had a wonderful week. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Thank you so much for watching. As always, it really does mean the absolute world to me. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video.